And take this time to really just slow down, to tune in, allowing yourself to release your day. I know we talked a lot about that last week in our winter solstice class. And we can still keep that with us as like the earth is changing in this time, right? We're returning to the light. Light is staying out a little bit longer so that we can, again, just kind of come back to ourselves, center ourselves, so we can show up as our best selves at the end of the year and then the start of this beginning of the year. Okay. So just take a moment, just breathe, nice, full, deep breaths. And start to allow everything to get heavy and to feel supported by whatever floor you're on, the first floor or the 20th floor. Just allow your mind that space to really connect to nature. Okay. So we're really connecting and grounding and rooting into the ground, into the earth, feeling that support from the land, and wherever your mind goes, if you're laying on grass or the beach. Okay. Just allow yourself to really embrace and settle your body into that space. Maybe even while you're, visualizing that, let your brow line soften, right? Because you're in nature, feeling supported. And start to just take notice of your spine, starting from like your tailbone, working your way through the sacrum and the hips, into your low back space, the middle of your back, to where your ribs begin, the bottom of your rib cage. Just notice that space all the way up through your spine. Okay, so the mid back into the upper back, the shoulder blades, in between the shoulder blades, through your neck, all the way out through the crown of your head. Okay, so just noticing the length of your spine, elongating here as best as you can, even without doing anything, right? Without actually moving, like physically moving, okay? But moving your energy, can you elongate a little bit more? Can you breathe through your whole spine? It's almost like breathing that energy all the way through our chakra lineup, right? From the rooted chakra all the way out through the crown chakra. So we move beyond the surface of our body, right? Take a few more final moments here. Just noticing if your toes are starting to get a little cold from just reversing the blood flow. Okay, very slowly. And again, hips do not have to be attached to the wall at all, okay? But slowly start to bend your knees if they are not there already, okay? So you'll slide your feet just down the wall, okay? And again, legs don't have to be perfectly 90 degrees or anything, okay? And see if you can, without using your hands, and again, you may have to, okay, just depending on how close you are to the wall, try to see if you can bring your right ankle over your left knee. And again, practicing not using your hands if you can. Okay, and again, without your arms, okay, see if you can energetically press that right knee away from you. So you're pressing it towards that object, okay, or the wall, just to open up through the hip a little bit, okay, without, again, using the arms. So you're really using your muscle strength here and energy to press the leg away, okay. Just pause here, hold here for a moment, energetically pressing away. And then soften the leg. So just like release that action of pressing out. Okay. And just notice how your knee falls, what angle it's at. And then again, we'll energetically press the right knee away. So I'm really flexing through the right foot, and then I'm using my glutes to press my right leg away. Okay. So again, there's that energy. And then gently release and relax. See how that feels. Again, notice what changes. And then we'll do that one more time. Okay. So again, we'll flex through the ankle. We'll energetically press that right knee away from us without using our hands. So again, we're just using that subtle movement, that muscular energy to find that strength. Okay. And then inhale in, exhale, softly release. Okay. And then we'll unwind the legs. And then we'll just go to the other side. Okay. Left ankle over the right knee. Okay, and again, without using your hands, we're going to energetically press the left knee away. And again, I flex through my left foot. Good. And again, this might be really small movement. It may be dramatic. Okay, wherever you're at, just going to notice that holding, that strengthening, that pressing, that resistance, right? Without using the arms. Inhale in, and then gently just soften the knee, soften the leg, and just see what angle your knee shape makes. Does it look different? Does it look the same? All right, we're just going to do that 3 times all together. Okay, so 2 more times, flexing through the foot, energetically pressing the left knee away. Okay, holding, holding, holding. And while we're doing this, right, we're thinking about the length of our spine. Did anything change? Good. Inhale in, exhale, release, and soften. All right. And then we'll do one more time. All right. Flexing through the foot, pressing the left knee away. Good. Energetically pressing, not overdoing it. Just feeling that strength in the glute and the hips. Inhale in, exhale, slowly relax and release. Good. And then we'll slowly unwind the legs. Good. And again, if you want to straighten them back out, give them a nice little shake out, go for it. Okay. And then we'll slowly slide our knees into our chest. And then we'll gently just roll over onto the side. Okay. And then we're going to come on up into tabletop. Okay. Take your time. Woo. That's really good. All right, so making your way into hands and knees. All right, and we're going to do, some cat and cow. I'm going to do a little more gentle version just for my back. So I'm actually not going to round my spine at all. And I'm just going to come into an arch and then a neutral spine. But please feel free to articulate your spine, what feels best for you. And again, I'm kind of just nursing a little bit of this low back here. Okay, so I'm just going to drop the belly, arch up, lift up. And then instead of going into cat pose, I'm just going to come into a neutral spine. Okay, but feel free to round your spine. Okay, so again, just connecting your breath to your movement, however big or small your cat and cow is, or table and cow. And of course, if you're kind of feeling some low back pain like I am, you're welcome to join me in like this little baby version of cat and cow. Okay. And add any side movements or anything else that feels really good. Good. Shifting the hips from side to side, circling the head, neck, and shoulders. Okay, good. And then we'll slowly all find this nice neutral spine. Okay. Let's extend the right leg back behind us. Okay. Left arm up over your head. Take your time. You're welcome to stay here, or maybe slowly the right leg floats up off the mat. Just finding a little bit of stability and balance here. Good. You're welcome to stay grounded. Okay. Again, belly button into your spine. Feel the length out through your fingertips, out through your toe tips. Whether you're like down or up. Inhale in. Exhale, slowly release. And then we'll switch sides. Okay. Left leg reaches back. Right arm reaches up over your head. And again, only when you're ready, scoop your belly button up and in. Maybe the leg float. Maybe it stays down. Okay. Just pause here, hold here, find a little bit more length. Press away from the floor. Breathe, breathe, breathe. Good. Inhale in. Exhale, slowly release back down. Awesome. Okay, good. From here, I'm just going to bump my knees back. You can walk your hands forward and make them into low, or excuse me, half plank. Okay, good. And then we're just going to lower down. Nice, strong push up all the way down on the knees, right? So you're going to just bend the elbows, lower all the way down onto your tummy. Okay. Hips, excuse me, legs are hip distance apart, okay, or mat distance. And then we'll slowly slide on up into face pose. Okay, good. Okay. And just like we did in legs up the couch, okay, think about your spine, okay? What what parts of your body are touching the mat in this back bend? Are your ribs lifted up off the mat? Can you think about your navel lifting up to your spine, even if you're like low here, right? Can you still think about the abs being slightly engaged here? Okay. And then we're going to flow here. This is going to be our little flow. Okay. So we're going to soften down. And then we're going to come on up. Inhaling in, coming back up into face pose. Okay. Go at your own pace as we flow in and out of face pose. You can make this as big as you want. So maybe you start to straighten the arms or float the elbows. Okay. Again, just noticing what parts of your body are touching the mat as you flow in and out here. Our cobra, thanks. Let's just do about 2 more, nice and slow. Good, everyone. Okay, last one. Awesome, good. Okay, slowly just shift your hips from side to side. We can do little window wipers here. Okay, awesome. Keeping your right leg bent, we'll lengthen the left leg out onto the mat. Okay, and then from here, we're just going to do a little, again, some strength, a little strength through here. We're going to just press the right heel up towards the sky and then lower back down. Okay, so there's that glute work. Let's just do 10 of these, nice and slow presses, engaging the glute. Here's 3, and lifting and lowering. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Good. Slowly lower down. Then we'll switch sides. Left leg will bend. We'll flex through the foot. And then we'll press the heel up towards the sky, whatever height. And again, just kind of noticing, like, can you keep your abdominals strong here as you're lifting the heel up and down, engaging the glute. Here's 4, 5, Just 10, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Good. And just lowering that left leg down. Awesome. From here, hands are going to slide under the shoulders and slightly back. We'll tuck the toes under. We're going to make our way back up into our little half plank. So plank on our knees. We're going to press up. Good. And then we're going to slowly walk our knees in, or come back to our tabletop. We're going to slowly come on up to standing, and then let's step our left foot forward. Okay. Oh gosh, I'm cutting my head off here, but that's okay. Okay, so we're going to come up into a nice stacked up low lunge here. Okay. And same idea that we did with cat and cow and in our face pose up and down. We're going to do the same thing with just our pelvis here. So our pelvis is going to be nice and neutral spine. Okay, here. Okay, and then we're going to let it like arch and curve in. I know I'm kind of wearing like a baggy cover. Okay, so it's just like really small movement of kind of just tucking the pelvis and then kind of letting it arch back and forth. Okay, you should feel a nice stretch in this right hip flexor when you do this. And remember that the movement is pretty small, it's subtle. So you may see it, you may not. You can even bring your hands on your hips. And if you do need additional cushioning, you can always throw a pillow or anything under your knee. Okay. All right. So we're just doing a few of those just to kind of get some movement here. Okay. Toes are tucked under. When you're ready, we're going to hover and lift the back leg up, coming into like a high lunge. Okay. And then we're going to bend it and straighten a few times here. Again, this is all just for stability to get some fire in this leg. Good. Let's do about 10 of these. Okay. Really small. Good. I'm at like about 5. Okay. We'll do about 5 more. Good. 6, 7, 8. Good. 9. Arms can be up over your head if you like. And 10. Good. And then we'll slowly just lower down nice and slow. Okay. Good. And then we'll collect ourselves by going back through tabletop. Okay. A round of cat and cow, whatever version. Okay. Cow to table, cat to table. Okay. Let's do a nice strong vinyasa just so we can get some arm strengthening going here. Okay. So again, if you want to come in through plank, that's fine. Or low plank with me, that's good. Okay. We'll lower all the way down. Legs hip distance apart or mat distance. Okay, we'll rise up, face pose, cobra, upward facing dog. We'll flow here 3 times. Okay, so we'll lower down. Inhaling, rising back up into your little back bend. Good. Exhale, release. One more time. Here's number 3. Inhaling, lifting up. Pause. Exhale out. Inhale in. Exhale, lower down. Hands are going to slide back underneath you. Toes tuck under. And again, you're welcome to press up full plank, okay? Or half plank on the knees. All right. We'll make our way into table. Nice. And then we're just going to switch sides. Right leg will step forward for our pretty stacked up low lunge, right? So we're not going into like a deep stretch. We're staying really strong here just to isolate the hips. Okay. Yes. Okay. And then again, just like a little cat and cow with the hips. Okay. So just moving the pelvis. Good. And then it's really not tucking the tailbone under. It's really just finding like a neutral spine. Okay. Neutral length. And again, you're going to feel this mainly in that hip flexor. Okay. And again, it might be subtle, it might be small. Yeah. And you can even place your hands on your pelvis. If that helps you, your hands on the hips. It's funny, that first side, I could move my pelvis so much, and this side, I'm like not moving it as much, which is a lot, right? Okay, so just a few of those, and then we'll get into our strengthening of the legs. We'll rise up into like our high lunge. And again, leg doesn't have to be completely straight. Okay, and then we're just gonna bend the knee, hover it, and come up. And we're just gonna do this 10 times, okay? And again, it doesn't have to be as big of movement as mine. It can be smaller. Okay. Good. I think that's about 5. Okay, 5 more. 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Good. And then we'll lower all the way down. We'll meet back in tabletop. A nice gentle round of cat and cow. Or again, cow and table for me. Okay, good. All right. And then we're going to flow again, that one more flow for our little back bend. Okay. So again, full plank or half plank. Okay. Yeah. Inhale in. Exhale, just lower all the way down. Nice strong arms. Relax the legs. Press the tops of the feet down. We'll rise up into our back bend. Okay. And we're going to stay for the inhale. We're going to stay for the exhale. Then we're going to breathe in again. Inhale in. Exhale, lower down and release. Okay, 2 more times just like that. Inhaling, come on up. Stay for the breath. So we want to stay here. Good. Inhale in. Exhale, slowly release. Good. One more time. Rising up. Inhale in. Exhale out. Inhale in. Exhale, slowly release. Nice and gentle here. Awesome. Go to bend the knees. Little window wipers. Awesome. Okay. And then all we're going to do very fancily is just roll over onto our back. Okay. Now we're getting real fancy today. I know I had to throw those, like, I know we were doing like a relaxing class, but we had to do a little strengthening. All right, so we're gonna make our way onto our back, and I'm really just using my block as a little pillow here, okay? Just because I've been a little congested, so I'm gonna use that to hopefully help, okay? All right. Spine is nice and long, feet are grounded on the mat. Okay, and then again, we're just gonna play just a little bit again with a little bit of that isolation of the pelvis. So we're just gonna rock the pelvis a little bit. Okay, I don't want to think too much about pressing the low back like really hard into the mat. Okay, so make this really like soft and gentle rocking here, not forcing any way that like the low back should be. Okay, but just kind of noticing that movement. Okay, and then we're going to find a place where we're pressing again really gently our low back into the mat, not a hard press. Okay, it's really just like thinking about, I've said this before, thinking about like the hip tips and the rib tips coming together, okay? And it's not more than that. It's not really like curving or anything more than that, okay? From there, with that engagement of the abdominals, rib tips and hip tips together, we're gonna lift the right leg up in the tabletop and then lower back down. Left leg lifts, tabletop, and lower back down, okay? So this is phase 1 of the strengthening abdominal work. Okay, if you would like this to be a little bit more challenging, you're welcome to bring both legs into tabletop, and then you lower one leg down, bring it back to table, then the other, okay? Please, please, please just do what feels good. Make sure there's no pain. And again, that you're finding that space of like rib tips and hip tips coming together. So we're working really deep abdominal muscles and stabilizer muscles here for the pelvis and the low back. Okay. Awesome. I'm loving it. I'm loving the different variations everyone's taking. Okay, to feel more challenged. Okay, or just to test some boundaries. That's always fun too, to kind of, what can I do? What can't I do? And just going back to where feels best and safe for you. Okay, good. Okay, awesome. Let's do one more on each side so we feel nice and even. Okay, good. All right, and then let's go ahead and bring that right knee into the chest, left leg out nice and long. Okay, and then just give yourself a nice little hug here. Good, just breathing. Again, see if you can lengthen out through the left leg, the left hip flexor a little bit more. Let your spine get longer here, right? So again, we're not like curving or tucking the tailbone under, right? We want to kind of lengthen the pelvis, lengthen through the low back, upper back, freeing up the head, neck, and shoulders. Okay, good. And then let's go ahead and just switch sides right away. Okay, so we'll go in and extend the right leg out long, left knee comes into your chest. And again, you can grab anywhere that feels good. And again, getting longer, if I need more space. Okay, beautiful. Exhaling, slowly release. Just bringing those legs out nice and long. Stretch the arms up over your head. Here's a nice little stretch. Okay, good. And then we'll bend the knees, planting the feet on the floor. Right ankle over the left knee. Okay, so there we are in our like first phase of figure four. Okay, so I had us energetically press the right knee away, right? But let's let the legs soften here. Okay, so your knee kind of folds in a little bit when it softens, and we're just going to place our hands on that right leg just to give ourselves a little bit of a stretch here through the piriformis. Yeah, so we're not doing quite figure four yet. We're just letting this right leg fold in a little bit, kind of coming towards the left shoulder, and then hands on top of the knee or shin. Good. Okay, great. And then just because we're like about halfway there, we're going to start to come into the twist. Okay, so since your right leg's crossing a little bit over to the left, we're going to just keep letting it fall all the way over to the left. We'll come into a twist. Right arm can reach out to the right. Good. We'll breathe here. Okay, nice. All right, we'll gently come back up to the center. Okay, and then we'll energetically press the right knee away, and then we'll come into figure four glute stretch now. Okay, so you can interlace your hands around the left hamstring or shin. Okay, tonight I'm going to just grab a hold of my right leg and shin, and I'm going to place my left foot down. Okay, this just feels a little bit better on my low back. So I'm still in figure four if I were to bring my left leg up, but I'm going to just use like my arms to bring my leg here. Okay, you're welcome again to join me this way. Absolutely fine. Okay, and then I just make this a little different by switching the angle by kind of bringing the left heel towards the left just a little bit, but I'm still keeping the right side of my low back on the mat. Okay, so still pretty stable through the hips and just changing the angle up. Okay. Yeah. And again, just, be mindful of the right knee. It's really important just to keep that knee safe. Okay. Yeah. The angle may not be totally 90 degrees, and that's okay. A few more deep breaths. You may even straighten the left leg if you'd like, if that feels good in this position. So it's really like pigeon pose on your back. Yeah. A little shaking. Nice full deep breath. You're welcome to play with all these different versions. If you start to get tired or don't feel like you're getting enough of a stretch, you're welcome to go back to bending the legs in, coming back to figure four. Okay, just listen to your body. Okay, awesome. Let's go ahead and release that. Okay, good. And then we'll go ahead and come to the other side. Feet are planted, left ankle over the right knee. Okay, so this is kind of like what we did, legs up the chair, okay? But we're gonna let this left leg soften in towards the right a little bit, and then you'll just gently press your hands on your shin bone. And again, this might get into the piriformis a little bit. Just breathe. Okay, great. And then since the knees lean a little bit towards the right, we'll just keep going that way and we'll come into a twist. I'm just gonna scooch over just a little bit so I don't run into my couch here. Good. And then left arm out to the left. Good. Just breathe. Good. Just moving in a way that feels good. Of course, all of these positions, you're welcome to change anything. You can stack the knees, put a pillow under or block under your legs or in between your legs if that feels better. Okay. Lots of different variations you can take for the twist to get the same stretch. Okay. All right, let's slowly come on out of this however you need to, just nice and slow. Okay, then we'll come into the figure 4 glute stretch now. Okay, so energetically pressing that left knee away, interlacing the hands around the right hamstring if you wish. Okay, or again, if you want to join me with just pigeon on your back, you can do that as well. Okay, so I'm just gonna take a hold of my knee and my ankle, kind of keep it in the same place it was in. I might change it a little bit. I'm gonna ground my right foot down. And then again, I'm going to kick my heel just a pinch over to the right. So I get a little bit into the left glute a little bit more. Okay. And again, remember, right leg can straighten, only that feels good. And just breathe. And again, maintaining that length of the spine, always elongating the spine more and more. Right. So we don't want to compromise like what we think the pose is supposed to look like, right? By like bringing the leg in and then like everything kind of rounds and curls and crunches up, right? We want to find more space. So it's going to start to look a little bit different. All right, so let's go ahead and release this posture. Shake your legs out if you need to. Good. And as you're doing that, you'll just grab your strap, okay? And hopefully the legs feel a little more free. And we'll do some hamstring stretches, okay? All right, and we'll start with the right leg, okay? So you can go and take your strap, bring it around your right ball of your foot, extend the right leg up towards the sky. And again, you're welcome to keep the left leg bent, or you can slowly start to straighten it down onto the mat, okay? I think I'm going to keep mine bent today, okay? I'm feeling really good, so I feel like I don't want to push it too much, right? So just kind of stay here in the hamstring stretch. Excuse me. Soften, okay? And it's all about creating that space, right? Like creating space in your body, creating space for the new year, right? Creating space for your life. Okay, so we can start it here now in our bodies on our mat. So take up space, free up parts of your body that are holding tension. Okay, see if you can find softness, release, breath. Okay. A few more deep breaths here. in this nice big neutral position. Okay, and then we'll start to flow and move a little bit. Okay, I like this one. I think it's nice way to get into the hips, and then also a nice way to start twisting. Okay. Okay, so again, your left leg can be straight or bent. You can do this flow whether it's bent or straight. Okay, right strap. Strap goes into your right hand. There we go. Okay, and then you're gonna move your right leg out to the right as far as it will go, maybe on your couch, and I'll probably have to move here in a little bit. Okay, and then you're gonna just slowly bring your leg back across to the center, and then we'll slowly bring the strap into the left hand, and then we'll move our leg to the left. And you can move really small. You can move as big as you want to, coming into like a full twist. Okay. And just go slow, back and forth. You're welcome to bend the knee if you need to when you come through center. I sometimes feel like that feels good, or you can keep the leg straight. Okay. Yeah, but it feels right in your body. I'm gonna move just a little bit probably out of the picture here as I start to come into some of the stretches, right? So a little bit back and forth. Nice. And check in with your breath. How are you breathing? And remember, you can make this really big, okay? Or you can make it small and subtle as well too, okay? So I'm gonna do the smaller version. Okay. After doing a few big versions, just kind of going back to like, maybe it looks a little bit like TikToks. Just kind of moving to the right a little bit, moving to the left. Holding in places that you need to hold. Maybe help you feel more space, more length. Or maybe breathing and moving through something is going to help clear up some space for you. Okay, just choosing what you need. All right, let's just do about a couple more, making sure to finish off crossing the body. Okay. Yeah. And then we'll make our way back to just like a little neutral hamstring stretch. Yeah. And then we'll take the strap, release it from your foot, and then gently just release the right leg and the left leg down. Just shake your legs out for a moment. Kind of check in, notice how that whole right side feels. Ooh, I'm definitely feeling a lot of space, a lot of length. Okay, which I'm hoping the left side can catch up to. All right, so we'll start to bend the knees again, plant the feet on the ground, and then we'll bring the strap into the left foot, right on the ball mount of the foot. Good, and then coming into this nice neutral hamstring stretch. Right leg can stay bent or it can lengthen onto the mat. And then really stay with this. Okay, I know we're like, because we know what's next, we're like eager to start like flowing and moving, but let's just really stay with this hamstring stretch on this left side so we really get it to open up. Okay. Good. Giving this left side some time. And then it's also just letting our body, kind of recollect, find some stillness, find that, that place of grounding, like neutral, elongating the spine, freeing up the head, neck, and shoulders.
Good. Opening up those pathways behind the leg. Remembering, a lot of our low back tension that we have, does come a lot from the legs, so hamstrings being tight can affect the low back a little bit, or a lot, I should say. Yeah, a little trickle effect. Okay, let's start flowing. Okay, I think that's good. A nice neutral place. Okay, we'll take the strap into the left hand. We'll slowly move the left leg out to the left. And again, this can be as big as you'd like. Towards small, and then we'll slowly switch and go in the other direction. Good. I'm kind of happy I have my couch here in the way because it's making me not move as big. I get to move a little bit smarter, with a little bit of restriction, reminding myself that, hey, you're still injured. You don't need to, overdo it. Just go to your edge, right? It's so hard, I know, when we're working through some injuries because you know what your body's capable of and you just want to go straight back to where it was before you were injured. But sometimes it's okay to slow down and take it easy. Doing things a little bit different. Still receive the same benefits. Again, by honoring the body and not letting the ego take over, right? It's very hard. That's why we're all here to practice, right? That clearing, that groundedness. And just notice here as you're flowing, like what is your spine doing? Can you again find more space each time that you cross your body, right? More length. All right, let's just do a few more passes here. Good, remembering to end with crossing the body. We'll make our way into that neutral hamstring stretch. Notice the difference. Good, and then we'll slowly release the strap. Lengthen out the left leg, lengthen out the right leg. Give yourself a nice little shake out and just pause for a moment. Really nice. Okay, good. All right, let's go ahead and bend the knees, plant the feet on the ground. Okay, and let's just do a few bridges. Okay, and with these bridges, again, I wanted to really just think about it like kind of rolling and flowing and making more space for your spine. Okay, so when you ground through your feet and lift your hips up, maybe you're not going to your highest bridge, maybe you can. Okay, for me, my baby bridge is all I can do right now. Okay, and then just roll down, but think about like your vertebrae growing and elongating as you lengthen out, finding more space. And then we'll do the same thing over again. We're just going to do a few of these. Okay, maybe like 3. Okay, maybe 5. Okay, if you want to move a little bit faster than I am. Good. Good. One more. Rolling up, lifting up. Finding lots of space and length all the way down as you lower down. Okay, good. And then from here, we'll slowly start to lengthen the legs out onto the mat. Legs will be about hip distance apart or mat distance apart. And then arms just down by your sides. Okay. Just breathe here. Notice how your body feels. Can you begin to relax all of your muscles, your muscle fibers, and start to just feel the weight of your skeleton, of your bones. And as you begin to feel that weightedness, start to notice the space, maybe under your ankles, between your toes, behind the knees, and your low back, under your wrists, between your fingers, tops of the shoulders, behind the neck. Just notice where there's space, where there's breath. And then just going back. So what was holding you up? That grass, the sand, some dirt, flowers. Maybe it's a tree. Okay, just noticing again how you're being grounded and held up, folded, holding that space. Okay, slowly start to wiggle your fingers and your toes. Okay. Maybe rub your thumbs against your other fingers, making fists. Gently shift your head from side to side. Okay. We're going to plant our feet on the ground, knees point up towards the sky. Taking your hands, okay, you're going to, you can do this as many times as you need to. We're just going to do one big clap and you're going to rub your hands together to create some friction and some heat. Okay. And once you feel like you've created enough heat in your hands, okay, you'll slowly start to pull your hands apart and gently place them, just hovering over your face, your eyes especially. And then slowly start to move your hands away from your face, nice and slow. And start to stretch your arms up over your head. And then you'll just roll over onto your side, catching yourself
with your arms and your legs. And then using your arms and your legs to help you come up to a seated position. And then we're just going to do kind of the same thing just to create a little bit of like friction and heat in our body, okay? We're just going to start, kind of rubbing your hands together, and then you can start to like add that, like kind of like rub your arms. Okay, yeah. Okay, and then you can kind of maybe start maybe adding a little pat. Okay, but you can continue by like kind of rubbing out like your legs, your low back, or again adding some pats, wake up the body. Good. Good. Don't forget about your low back. Maybe one hand at a time for your shoulder blades. Good. And then don't forget about the backs of your legs, even getting the tops of your feet. And clap your hands and your feet. Good. And again, don't forget about your belly and your chest. We'll even take it up. We'll just very gently pitter patter on the top of your head, your face. You can do this with your fingertips. Doesn't need to be anything rough. Okay, very gentle. Good. Okay. And then when you're ready, you can let that slowly just start to settle. Sitting up nice and tall. Taking a few general sigh of relief breaths out through your mouth. And then slowly just bringing your palms together at your heart center. Slowly just begin to smile in honor of your practice. Namaste.